No, I'm not. I'm not. So today we're gonna go ahead and kick it off with the great credo mitwa, the great credo motwa. You feel me? Then we're gonna go ahead and hear another great person. I ain't gonna tell you the name. Yeah, it's gonna be a quick stream, you know what I'm saying? A little little lesson, little lesson. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
My friends, I, I salute you all in the name of peace and in the name of the common brotherhood and sisterhood of humankind. My name is Credo Mutwa, a native of South Africa. I have an urgent appeal to make to the whole world, to organizations such as the African Union, to organizations such as the United Nations, to help me in a strange problem that I have. My problem is not personal. My problem is to be allowed to do my duty to all humankind. Many years ago, I met a great white person. The white person was a great doctor, Dr. Albert Schweitzer, who created a hospital for lepers
We going in. What's going on, y'all? Let me see the chat real quick. Chat going.
in Lambarini, in the country known as French Equatorial Africa at that time. Dr. Albert Schweitzer spoke to me and said that what Africa needs to fight leprosy and other diseases are hospitals with an African face, hospitals with an African soul. Dr. Schweitzer said that in his hospital at Lambarini, he allows patients to bring their goats as well as their wives or daughters to the hospital to help in the treatment of the leprosy disease, which in Africa, even now, is one of the diseases with a terrible stigma attached to it, as great as is the stigma attached to AIDS. I listened to what Dr. Schweitzer was saying. I knew that this great white man spoke sense. I knew that one day, God willing, I too would build hospitals with an African soul to
Mm.
help our people.
Then saying our people need to look out for our people, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
At that time, there was no AIDS, but there was a disease which had a black stigma upon it, and that was tuberculosis. I found that when you treat a tuberculotic patient, you have to bring his family and some of his property into the hospital with you. That is the African way. Now, when AIDS came and started destroying people that I knew, I decided that at all costs I must build a hospital with an African face. a hospital which would be unusual in many ways, ways that you don't find in modern Western style hospitals. For example, in a traditional African hospital, patients are not put on beds, but rather on hammocks.
Mm. Not on beds, not on hammocks. Are we doing it wrong in the Western way? Maybe we are. Because in medicine supposed to cure us, not treat it. Like if we take medicine, we shouldn't have the disease no more. But instead, we take medicine to treat the disease. Why don't we take? Why does the medicine kill the disease entirely? Think about that.
The hammock is often suspended over a container of salty water, and this does great thing for the patient. The wise people of Africa say,
Y'all see that?
when
Mm,
the man
mm-mm.
has spoken and failed, the woman must be called for. And I wish my wife to say a few words, please. We still want to continue with the work that we are doing. And the work is so tremendous, so big. Let Virginia speak. Let
Mm.
the daughter of the bushman, whose mother taught her many things of the ancient Khoi San people. Let her speak.
Okay. Clear it off. Let's see something else. Let's see what this. Oh, he was speaking something real quick. Saying something. Man, I can't even watch that one. He be like, bro, I got bad. I can't let you do it, gang. I can't let you do it. The big channels, they copyright you. So, Creed be on going crazy. You watch this one?
Worker ruler. No room for
Oh
individual.
yeah, I don't like that. We gotta hear Creed. We gotta hear straight. We gotta hear stuff straight from Credo's mouth. To be honest with you, that's the only best way to hear it. Okay, I might could probably watch this one. Let me see it. This channel. Oh yeah, let's do it. We probably can do it. Yeah, let's do it. Shout out to that channel. But if it's usually the big channel that you get that copyright, but this one had a, you know, reptilian agenda part one.
Reasons of preserving their own religious domination or keeping people in ignorance.
Yeah.
And so I've come here to talk to Credo at length about many things. And this is a series of unique videos with a unique man. And what we're going to start out with is to concentrate on a bizarre story,
Oh, this is David
an
Icke.
off-the-wall story.
Okay, this is David Icke one. Actually, you know what? We're gonna come back to this guy right here. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys something else real quick. All the button. Cause I can't wait. No, y'all like my shirt? This is Old Dirty Bastard. He was a good artist. OG Old Dirty Bastard, man. Alien Great. So I came across this video. I don't know if it's real or whatever, but that's for you to judge and to believe. You already know what I believe. Well, this one's Alien Great Extraterrestrial Zeta Reticuli UFO Leak. Interesting, huh? All right. This is from Ivan0135 channel. uh, filtered, filtrate for declassification and dissemination through the internet and media. 7 videotapes with material recorded between 1942 and 1969. Material containing UFO incidents, recovery, and study of extraterrestrial life form. Okay, let's see. Let's see the extraterrestrial. Due to the importance of these documents, maintain an anonymity. The anonymity, anonymity, the anonymity of sources. The anonymity of sources. I talk my tongue, so it's crazy. The video contains a sample edited fragment of videotape of Skinny Bob. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? There's another video I got in. It's a little longer, it's like 45 seconds. I think this one's more enhanced. So his name is Skinny Bob. So let's call him Skinny Bob. Where's he at? Yeah, Skinny Bob enhanced. That's what it is. Like 45 seconds. Uh-huh. Let's see the Skinny Bob. So this is enhanced. Oh, wow. Mm. I don't know what that is right there. I don't know that kind of. I don't know. You guys think it could be AI or is it real? I seen clips of this video before in the past. Oh no, this 5 years ago. This might be the real shit. This might be the real shit. Yeah, oh shit. This might be the real shit. This might be the real shit. This might be the real shit. Oh no. Okay. Now let's go to the. No, I ain't gonna play that one. I'm gonna get straight to the 33 aliens. The 33 aliens we need to know. We'll play part of this, not the whole thing, cause I got work in the morning. Friday we go crazy, or the weekend and stuff will go crazy. I got a couple more weeks. I'm, doing summer program type stuff for the youth. It's cool helping them with STEM. I have my degree in IT, by the way. If you guys care to ask, or care to even care, probably don't. But yeah, so we're gonna do this right here. It's called 33 Aliens. Oh, let me put the video up. Doy, because last time I won't put the video up. And this is by OSM Vision.
Extraterrestrials, yeah. This seems to be a very popular topic at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna dive in. So people want to know about, you hear things like UFOs, UAPs now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if we used to say IFO instead of UFOs, because UFO is unidentified flying objects, yeah. but you're looking at it and identifying it. So obviously we change that to identified flying objects. That's what they should really be called. But over time, the term that most
That's what, bro. That's what it really need to be called, IFO, because we identify it. We know what it is.
people are familiar with now is UAPs, which is unidentified aerial phenomena, right? So we're going to get into obviously extraterrestrials. We say extra, yeah, terrestrial, because we know that the word extra means additional or adding to. Terrestrial comes from the word terra or the word terrain, which deals with the planet Earth. In fact, one of the names for the planet Earth in ancient times was Terra. And the
My boy, he dropping gems right now. He dropping gems right now. Y'all don't know. If y'all ain't tapped in, y'all ain't tapped in. Y'all don't know.
terrain deals with the terrain. And when you say
Some of y'all do know, but a lot of y'all don't.
opposite to terrestrial is really celestial, which deals with the heavens above, the sky, etc. So anything that's extra on the terrain or the planet Terra is known as extraterrestrial. So all of these terms and
Bars. Clip that. Bars.
names is relating to the different beings and entities. So what we're going to cover today is the extraterrestrial species and how the people on the planet, how the races relate to these extraterrestrials. Now, what's actually interesting is that now that it's becoming a popular subject, everybody's jumping on it. But if you look at any books and scrolls that Parnabab Yanun, the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Ziyul, put out. He is the only person from the get-go that came saying, I'm an extraterrestrial from another planet called Risk, right? Planet Risk, spelt like this. And back then, everybody was like, you're crazy, ridicule, laughing. But look at all the posters. Every poster you ever see him with, you see a craft in the background. Look at this one, craft. Go back and look at all the books that he has actually put out. He will always have crafts or him coming down from a craft. And so, you know, there's a book put out called The Man from Planet Risk, yeah, which is now becoming The Man from Planet Risk. And this book is so popular, not only because it was talking about him being an extraterrestrial from the planet Risk, but he was giving out information about different extraterrestrials on the planet and how they've had an involvement with the government, etc., and giving out information about many projects that were going on.
We speaking facts right now online. I think it's gonna be this juicy.
Extraterrestrial from the planet Risk, but he was giving out information about different extraterrestrials on the planet and how they've had an involvement with the government, etc., and giving out information about many projects that were going on at the time, which many people weren't familiar with. But we're going to dive into the different species of extraterrestrials. We're going to start off with these, right? These are called the Deros, and their leader of the Deros is known as Yabahan. All right, Yabahan. That's him. Right?
Yabahan. Let's go back and see Yabahan again. I was getting
Right. These are called the Deros, and their leader of the Deros is known as Yabahan. All right, Yabahan. That's him. Right. The
Yabahan.
Deros is a group of insane cave dwellers, and they were called the Sumerian, meaning the obese ones, or Samim, and the Abanderos, or as they are called today, Deros, which is a combination of the words detrimental and robots. That's where you get the word Deros from, because two parts, detrimental and robot. These Sumerian
Bars. Clip that.
or Deros really exists. Their chief is known as Yabahan, as I mentioned before. The Sumerians are constantly in conflict with the group of beings called the Duanis, who hold the same belief that they too will take over the planet one of these days, right? The planet Earth.
Everybody wants to take over the planet. Like, man, we want, like, come on. Everybody wants to take over the planet. This is our planet or y'all's planet. Damn, it might not even be our planet. This is actually everybody's planet. This planet, you know what this planet is? This planet is basically a bus stop, an airport. Everybody comes in and out this planet. That's all. Everybody comes in and out. That's all. This planet is like the Bahamas or Miami of the universe. Because everybody comes here. Everybody comes here. Clip that.
born by hatching from eggs that are 4 to 6 feet in diameter. Never before you're going to get such detail about these different extraterrestrial species here on the planet. All right, so they grow to 7 feet and are extremely obese. The Deros, who live in the caves, are degenerated so much that they don't have much intelligence. They have 2 stomachs and their digestive system is the same as that of a cow. Deros and cows both chew the curd.
Oh, a cow's crazy.
Which means that when they eat, they chew their food and it goes through the initial stages of digestion where it reaches a large sac that is before the true stomach. The food is then regurgitated to the mouth for further chewing. This is called chewing the curd. The Deros have no fingernails, no toenails, nipples, navel, or rectum. Their eyes are silver grey and they glow in the dark. They have blonde eyebrows and a pinkish grey colour skin, much like the corpse of a Caucasian and a pig, having not been exposed to the inner or outer sun. Other than their eyebrows, they have no hair on their bodies because of a disease called trichotillomania, not easy to pronounce, and are responsible for the disease known as trichinosis and trichiniasis. They have no teeth. Their mouth appears to be full of a gummy, slimy substance. They are nocturnal and hear extremely well. They're not very peaceful and have a strong dislike for human beings. They're
Dang, they sound like introverts.
very human in appearance, yet far from it. Their noses are long, trunk-like, which is very similar to that of an elephant. They contend that the planet Earth was theirs originally and will be theirs again one day. Many people today who are obese are descendants of the Deros. You know, you can see people that are very, very overweight. We're not talking about just the normal average weight, but people that are like, you know, have serious weight problems and weigh over 300 pounds and more. It is not normal for human beings. It is obviously a hereditary glandular problem and is caused by overactive glands. Certain endocrine glands disorders such as hyperthyroidism or tumors of the adrenal gland, pancreas, or pituitary gland can cause obesity. It is a trait of the Deros. They are from the Deros. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one is the next extraterrestrial species known as the Teros, which is slightly different from the Deros. These are the Teros, and you know that's Lamsa. All right, let's get into about the Teros. The Teros, which is short again from integrative or constructive, are a subsurface race that usually keep the Deros in check. The Teros were the original tribe of the Lunarians who came to this planet to dwell beneath the surface of the Earth. They are referred to as the Sunanans.
Okay, so we got the Daros and the Taros. Okay, clip that.
Meaning the yearly ones. The Deros were for disagreeable people and the Teros were for agreeable people. Their chief named is Lamsa. The Teros came from the planet Jomon, right? So Jomon is spelled Jomon, right? That's the planet they came from. From Jomon in the star constellation known as Arcturus, which is in the Boots constellation. Arcturus, the red giant, the fourth brightest star in the heaven, is where much mixing took place. So,
did you guys know that the planet Arcturus actually is a planet? And I learned this the other day that it can hold like 1,000,000 Earths within that planet. I don't think you can imagine that. That's how big Arcturus is. That's how big Arcturus is. Clip that.
The Sunayanans have 48 chromosomes instead of the normal 46 that humans have on the Earth. The Teros chromosome structure is so different from Earthlings that when mixed with certain humans, it caused a defect of 47 chromosomes, which today is called Down syndrome. Down syndrome can be found in all races of the planet Earth. For every 800 children out of 1,000 children are being born on Earth has this trait, Down syndrome. Their children are usually born with breathing defects as well as congenital heart disease.
I'm just watching the video, by the way, because you know I probably have family members and people I know that cool that have Down syndrome, so I don't want them to be offended as well. So just to keep in mind, these are his statements. I'm really interested in the alien part, but just want to make clear when it comes to, cause this might offend some people, but you know, just want to make clear these are the teacher's opinion. I mean, teacher's statements. Don't mean to be offensive. That's the best I can say.
And they also have poor digestive systems. Their immune system is unable to function properly, and they are more apt to developing leukemia. The Teros, that have an abundance of pigmentation in their skin, are descendants of the Shuyuk. Those who are lacking in pigmentation are descendants of the Halibines, the Flugeroj, or the Hulu. The Teros bored further into the earth and were able to keep their sanity.
Clip that.
Because of crossbreeding, the Teros took on different forms, and others look so human they can come to the surface and not be noticed. And you notice they made a movie called The Coneheads, and showed beings that look like them.
Clip that.
Right, we're going to keep going. These are the Anunnaki, right? So with the Anunnaki, where a lot of people are talking about the Anunnaki, right? This is what they look like. So from the top, you got Nagal, then you got Ninki in the middle, top. Then you have Arishkigal. Then you have Ninti, Enlil. Keep going. These are the Anunnaki, right? So with the Anunnaki, where a lot of people are talking about the Anunnaki, right? This is what they look like. So from the top, you got Nagal. Then you got Ninki in the middle, top. Then you have Arishkigal. Then you have Ninti, Enlil, Ishtar, and Enki, right? So everybody's familiar with Enlil and Enki, who are brothers. We're going to go into who the Anunnaki are.
Clip that.
Anunnaki, also referred to in the biblical scripts as Elohim, are those beings who were sent down to the planet Ki, Earth, known to you as angels. The word Ki, that's another name for the planet Earth as well, all right? So the word Anunnaki means those who Anu sent from heaven to earth. They are called Nitiru, meaning guardians, by the Egyptians. The Anunnaki / Elohim are the mighty ones. In Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic, the mighty ones are referred to as the Jabarins, all right? In Aramic, Hebrew, they're known as the mighty ones, are referred to as the Giborim. The very elite among the Anunnaki are called the Denir, or the Dingir, meaning the righteous, or divine ones of the rocket ship, or Ilu, meaning the lofty ones in Akkadian. The Anunnaki, Elohim, were acting as intermediaries between Earth and Nibiru. They
Real history. Clip that. Clip that.
came to the planet Earth in order to find gold and other resources to take back to their planet, which is in the 8th planet Risk, or of the 19th galaxy called Ilion, meaning on high, which was on its way to destruction due to constant rays of the 3 other resources to take back to their planet, which intermediaries between Earth and Nibiru. They came to the planet Earth in order to find gold and other resources to take back to their planet, which is in the 8th planet Risk, or of the 19th galaxy called Ilion, meaning on high, which was on its way to destruction due to...
So planet Risk is in the 19th galaxy called Iliwan, meaning on high. Clip that. So we're acting between Earth and Nibiru.
Constant rays of the 3 suns, because their 3 suns were known as Utu, Apsu, and Shamash. They were supposed to deliver...
Utu, Apsu, and Shamash are the 3 suns.
The processed gold to spaceships that will be stored on the dark side of the moon, called Kingu or Shishki, and Lahmu, Mars. This is where they constructed and loaded the 30-mile-long cylinder-shaped crafts. They used Lahmu, Mars, to assemble crafts to launch. The Anunnaki arrived on the planet Ki, Earth, by passenger crafts called Shams. Their planet-sized ship Nibiru, which means planet which crosses the skies, or planet of the crossing, right? It travels at, and Lahmu, Mars. This is where they constructed and loaded the 30-mile-long cylinder-shaped crafts. They used Lahmu, Mars, to assemble crafts to launch. The Anunnaki arrived on the planet Key, Earth, by passenger crafts called Shams. Their planet-sized ship Nibiru, which means planet which crosses the skies, or planet of the crossing, right? It travels at ridiculous speeds per second, which is at the speed of light. Nibiru is about 2.5 to 3 times the size of the planet Earth. Nibiru.
So 30-mile-long cylinder-shaped craft. They use Lamora, Mars, to assemble crafts to launch. The Anunnaki arrived on the planet Key, which was known to Earth at the time, by way of passenger crafts called Shams. Their planet-sized ship Nibiru. So Nibiru was a ship. Nibiru was a ship, which means planet. Nibiru means planet, which crosses the sky or planet of the crossing, which crosses skies or a planet of the crossings, travels at a crazy number feet per second at the speed of light. Nibiru is about 2.5, 3 times the size of Earth. Nibiru has a crystal dome. It's the ability to break, giving it the ability to break down light. It has solar panels that are the size of pin's heads or less than that, and can generate millions and millions of watts of energy. Oh, wow.
Has a crystal dome, giving it the ability to break down light. It has solar panels that are the size of pinheads or less that can actually generate millions and millions of watts of energy, as tiny as a pinhead is. Nibiru was set up for holographic interdimensional transport and manned over 144,000 crew members, headed by 24 elite beings called Yahwehans. 12
Yahweh.
agreeable and 12 disagreeable. Nibiru is also called Makaba, meaning the movable throne. These extraterrestrials are aboard the mothership Nibiru. The Anunnaki's descriptions are dark, greenish, brown skin, olive toned beings with
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
supreme 9 ether hair texture, or what you would call kinky or kingly hair. They look like humans with a few exceptions, such as their eyes. Some of the Anunnaki's eyes are exceptionally larger than that of humans. They are of such an advanced state that if you confronted one of them with a weapon, they would let you shoot them rather than hurt you, right? And again, of course, now we're learning more about the Natharu, slightly different from the Anunnaki, which we'll go into a bit later. So next, we're going to look at the beings from Procyon or Procyonians, beings from Procyon. Some say Procyon or Procyon. You've got two different types, right? You got those of the Ashtar command, beings from Pleiades, okay?
Okay.
Right, let's look into them. The Procyonians are originally from Procyon, or Procyon, depending how you pronounce it. Their height ranges from 7 to 9 feet. Their skin texture is human-like, and their complexion is brown to albino, as well as their hair that's woolly brown or blonde and straight. The Procyonians have traits that are very similar to the humans, such as the head, face, nose, mouth, neck, body, which is very muscular. Their arms, which are also very muscular, feet, hands, torso, and they have strong legs. Their eyes are also similar to humans. There are two races, as I pointed out, all right? The elder's eye color ranges from black to hazel, and the second race's eye color ranges from blue to gray. The male have very large sex organs, and the females are very developed or voluptuous. They say to humans that they are the earth children. They want to communicate with earthlings and try to overstand human emotions. They breed or they bred primitive human beings, thus Cro-Magnon. The man came about. They have the ability to travel within time frames. They depend on beam crafts for interstellar travel. The Procyon astrally travel from place to place as a natural function. The name of their home planet of the Procyon is translated as those who travel through time. The word procyon is a Latin word from the Greek word prokion, which literally means before the dog. It is
Before the dog.
called this because it rises before the star Sirius or the dog star. The Ashtar fleet. The Ashtar fleet, also called Ashtar Command, are originally from the Aldebaran constellation. The Ashtar Command are among many entities that come to Earth and have been circling above the planet Earth for the most part invisible to the naked eye since the early 1950s AD. Their height ranges from 5 to 6 feet. They are humanoid and have less water in their bodies and are pasty or pasty looking in appearance. The color of their skin is very pale and is rubbery. They have blonde hair. Their heads and eyes are similar to humans. The color of their eyes are blue or gray. They say they are here to help save the planet Earth. They communicate through speech. Their leader is Ashtar Shiran, who is also Arusiak. These blue-eyed, blonde-haired beings came to the planet Earth and are still here on the planet Earth. They have been known to wear insignias from Arcturus and Venus. You may see an insignia, it's like having a logo, yeah? And it may confuse you because some of these beings are sharing planets since they were cast out of the 19th galaxy, Ilion, that which
Oh, darn.
encompasses Pleiades, and you can read about that from other scrolls the masters put out, like Are There UFOs, Extraterrestrials in Your Midst, and Extraterrestrial and Creation, which is scroll number 136. Okay, so we're going to move on now to the Shuyuk or the Riskians, right? So these are the scientists, all right, known as the Riskians or the Shuyuk, and Yanun, yeah, he's the one that's been sent here to break the spell of ignorance known to us as Parnabab Yanun. All right, so let's go into a brief description and their history. Okay, so the Shuyuk, meaning the elders, are descendants of the Riskians who dwell within the caverns beneath the planet Earth. They were originally called the Riskians, who originally left the planet Risk and took residence in Shambhala, but eventually had to set up their own cavern. The Shuyuk are the elders, and the master teacher says that I have taught you of their existence before in other books. I'm just giving you another name for them. They are the Riskians from the planet Risk in the 19th galaxy, Ilion. I told you in Man from Planet Risk, which is scroll number 80, that we, the Riskians, are able to manipulate our DNAs and RNAs so that we can live to be hundreds of years old. However, we don't age like you. Our time is different. On the planet Earth, from the moment
That's crazy. Or is it?
you're born, you are dying. Unlike humans, we know that death is an illness. You just refuse to accept that death has a cure or can be prolonged. You know, he's broken that now with the telomeres that, you know, this is how you can extend your life. The telomeres are the end of your chromosomes, right? We know the secrets to life and death. We have the ability to speak any language and we communicate telepathically. We communicate in tones. A Riskian's body is always vibrating at a certain tone, which we use to communicate. And when frustrated, we learn to tune in on a certain tone to bring down the vibration of the body and just focus on one tone.
I wonder if that's why sometimes the body gets chills sometimes. You ever get like chills in your body, some moments, you might be doing something, whatever, you just get certain chills in your bodies. I don't know. I'm just comparing.
The Melanonite children are our descendants. As I begin to describe what we look like, you will see that we are your forefathers. We have dark reddish brownish skin while on the planet Earth and green olive tone skin whilst on our planet, the planet Risk. Our overall appearance is that of a human being, yet you sense something distant in our eyes. We have very dark pupils, slightly slanted, and can be slightly larger than humans. Our hair is silver, white to black, and wavy. Our height ranges from 5 to 7 feet. Our skin textures are similar to the humanoids and tends to dry up and shine. We have normal
I got silver here.
appearance is that of a human being, yet you sense something distant in our eyes. We have very dark pupils, slightly slanted, and can be slightly larger than humans. Our hair is silver, white to black, and wavy. Our height ranges from 5 to 7 feet. Our skin textures are similar to the humanoids and tends to dry up and shine. We have normal sized human heads and faces, some with facial hair and some without. We have long noses and normal human jaws, mouth and ears, which sometimes are smaller than the normal body and normal teeth. Riskians are tall and slender with square shoulders, normal
Oh yeah.
arms and hands
Oh yeah.
that have 5 fingers. Our genitals are similar to humans. We have short torso and long legs with normal feet. Our overall appearance is that of a human being. We have a stern but kind and loving nature. We are the parents of Nubians on the planet Earth and father of the ancient Sumerians, Egyptians, and various cultures of South America. All right, we're going to go on to the nomos. Right, these are the nomos. Yeah, and singular is nomo when you're saying one person. When there's plural is nomos with the S at the end, right? So you got the twin sister Yuruku, yeah, and then you have Amo, so you have Nomo, a twin sister, and then you have Amo and Yurugu. All right, let's go into what they're about. So the nomos, on April 23rd, 1994 AD, the stars Sirius A and Sirius B crisscrossed in front of each other, which only happens every 9,000 years. Energies were shot down to the planet Earth to rejuvenate the Dogon. The Dogons are a tribe that live in Mali, who received their name from the Dogri beings, who came from the star Sirius. The Dogons have recorded the Sirius information given by the Nomos long ago. Nomo is an individual and nomos is the plural. The nomos were amphibious creatures known as the reptilians. The name nomos means the masters of the water, also called instructor or the monitors. The nomos have to live in the water. The Dogons record the landing of Nomo on the planet Earth as the day of the fish, and the planet he came from in the Sirius system is known as the pure earth of the day of the fish.
The day of the fish. So the nomos, the reptilians, the doggons come from the planet or the star Sirius, the planet star Sirius. Well, he's spitting some gems right now, man. This is real gems. These are bars right here, y'all. Man, y'all don't know. This is real. This is real gems.
Nomos landed in an ark. The ark landed on the earth to the northeast of Dogon country, which is the direction of Egypt and the Middle East. The Dogon claim they have come from originally before coming to Mandi. The Dogon describe the landing of the ark as the word of Nomo, which was cast down by him in the 4 directions as he descended. And it sounded like the echoing of 4 large stone blocks being struck with stones by the children. The Nomo is said to be the monitor for the universe, the father of mankind, guardian of its spiritual principles, dispenser of rain and master of the water. Not all the Nomos came to earth. The one called Nomo died, or the great Nomo remained in the skies or heavens with Amma, and he is his vicar. He manifests himself in the rainbow, which is called Path of the Nomo. He is the guardian of the spiritual principles of living creatures on earth. Every 60 years, the Dogon, they hold a ceremony called the Sigu ceremony. Its purpose is the renovation of the world, right? The Dogons are African populace who comprehend various information of the stars. They conceive that the planets revolve around the sun just as we do. They keep in constant contact with the reptilian. The reptilian is considered a god. His name is Nomo because of his power. His power is predominantly telepathy, dominating someone else's mind, and his capabilities, such as ascending to the skies. The Dogons are a primitive tribe but highly scientific. So again, now most people know that they mapped, Sirius A and B way before there were telescopes and people, European scientists getting to know about them. All right, we're going to move on to the Donakil, okay? So we already did the video on Yakub. If you haven't seen that already, go and watch that because Yakub was a product of the Donakil and the Teros, okay? So this is what they look like. and their leader is known as Fuqua. All right, let's go into the Donakil. The Donakil, the center of the planet Earth, is a special base controlled by benevolent beings called the Donakil, whose original home is Risk. The Donakil have 9 ether hair texture.
There's a lot of beings. There's a lot of there is a variety of people from the planet Risk.
And Nubian features. They also possess a peculiar sized brain in comparison to yours. They are approximately 5 feet to 7 feet tall. They are agreeable, having a very kind and peaceful nature. They reside in the city of Shambhala. Their chief, or the chief of the Donakil, is Fukur. The Donakil never exited the caverns of the earth to become surface dwellers. Many of the dissatisfied amongst them came to the surface, but of their seeds did these tribes of beings come: the Nubian of the Donakil and the Anglo-Saxons of the Flugerods. The Donakil settled throughout the continent of Africa and became known as what is called today the Dongala or the Donogala tribe of northern Sudan, and spread as far as down as northern Ethiopia, which is Ether, Utopia. The Melanonite being referred to as the Danakil of today are descendants of these benevolent beings who dwell in the center of the earth called Donakil. The Danakil are the original people of Havila, same as the Dongolawe tribe of the Fuzzy Wuzzy. They are the same tribe and people, your original family. The Danakil migrated south and lived amongst the tribes of Kush. Thus, you have amongst the tribe of Danakil people with round faces, round eyes, and round noses. They were both the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Dan, which you find, of course, in the 12 tribes that were of Israel that were destroyed, and then Judah and Dan were the ones that survived, who migrated with them and became known as the Falashas after their entry into Ethiopia, which both tribes became the Danakil. All right, so we're going to move on to the Dwanis. Right, so let's have a look at a brief history about them. The Dwanis are among the different beings that live beneath the surface of the planet Earth. Right, they are also called leprechauns or gnomes or dwarfs, and the legends of them has come. Their mixture with the earthlings produced
the real leprechauns right here. The real leprechauns, not the fake ones. The real ones. You hear me?
defected DNA. I met the chief of the Dwani. His name was Sinclair. He could recite Shakespeare. You know, the Dwanis master surface information and study intensely such writings by Shakespeare and other fine arts. They aspire to be like the elite of the human race, yet have no interest in coexisting with human beings. Of the Canis Major constellation, they are 4 feet tall and they look like porcupines, meaning their hair sticks straight up. 90% of their bodies covered with hair. They suffer from a disorder called hirsutism. The covering of their body is with thick hair. All right, we're going to move on to the Dracos or Dracos. Right, these are the different types of reptilians. Right, so you got Hatton, yeah. You know, you got the different ones like the creature from the Black Lagoon, the reptilians, and different.
So you got Hatan at the top. You got the Pickleman to the top left. Well, my top left. Probably all top right. My top left. Then I want you guys to look at the top right, right? You see how those look like the grays right there? Remember like other videos that we watched previously? Didn't we say before that the grays were under the reptilians? Telling you.
Types of reptilians there. All right, let's go into Draco. All right. The Dracos are originally from the 6-sun constellation Orion. They range from 6 to 9 feet. They have a dark green to dark brown skin tone. Their skin texture is scaly. They have no hair on their bodies, and around their heads is pulsing glow. They have almond-shaped eyes. They're glowing red. Their nose is more recognizable than the grays. Their mouths are small slits and they have no ears. They have a hole in the back of their neck from which mucus is excreted. Their arms are long and thin, reaching just above their knees. On their hands, they are 3 webbed fingers and a thumb. Their torso protrudes and their chest have winged appendages supported by long ribs. Their legs are long and skinny. Their feet are more human in appearance. They have some vestigial reproductive capabilities. The Draconian group is a confederation. They are the reptilian humanoids with the subgroups. And these are the serpent rays from Sirius of the constellation Canis Minor of the 16th galaxy. There is a conflict of control between a covert species known as the Meldekian and the Draconian linked cultures and the Orion link. Then you have the gargoyles. The gargoyles are another type of reptilian. The male gargoyles.
I kind of had a feeling gargoyles were part of the reptilian family. I'm not gonna lie. If you think about it, like, you know, the web, you know, fingers, the web thing, you know, the amphibious look of a gargoyle.
Have wings and are called Valkyries. The humanoid species are male. So the humanoid species and male have the ability to fly and are the breeders. These beings are aggressive in nature. Yeah, they eat animals, humans, and drink human blood. They are emotionless, and do not fully comprehend emotions. Some of the hybrid species that have crossbred with the reptilian species have full reproduction capabilities. Okay, we're going to go on to the beings, the predator, and the Syrians, or what people call shaggies, right? So this is a predator being, looked exactly like the one from the movie, and you can
Look exactly like Bigfoot.
see the Syrians beings from Orion, okay? We have a scroll actual fact called Bigfoot, which we can also post for you to get to know more about these predator beings. Right, so the predators are beings from the galaxy of Andromeda. Their appearance
Oh, you thought this was a movie? Nah, this is clip that.
are grasshopper-like, predator-looking creatures. When the reptilians captured the Romardians and took control of them, the beings from Andromeda were working along.
Oh, you thought this was just a movie? You thought you thought the director had an imagination like this? You thought he just sat there one day and just drew this type of creep? You this is
Side with the reptilians and captured some of the Romardians as well and started breeding their own race of greys, which in time led to a breed of mean, vicious, bugged-eyed beings. When the energy field
clip that.
of the planet Risk was starting to increase and the whole was starting to lose color, the Riskians had to abort their planet and go to Orion to get closer to the Milky Way, which in time features when the reptile, which we can also post for you to get of the planet Risk was starting to Mardians as well and started Andromeda were working alongside with the reptilians and captured some of the Romardians as well and started breeding their own race of actual fact about these creatures. When the reptilian Andromeda, their appearance are grasshopper-like, predator-looking creatures. When the reptilians captured the Romardians and took control of them, the beings from Andromeda were working alongside with the reptilians and captured some of the Romardians as well and started breeding their own race of greys, which in time led to a breed of mean, vicious, bugged-eyed beings. When the energy field of the planet Risk was starting to increase and the whole was starting to lose color, the Riskians had to abort their planet and
that's how you got the grays. Yeah, that's how you get the grays.
go to Orion to get closer to the Milky Way. So they moved to Mars, Lamu, yeah, where they set up a commune, laboratories inclusive when they went to Orion. The Zeta Reticulians who lived in Orion did not want the Riskians to live in the Orion constellation because they were taken over. The Riskians aborted Orion and went to Aldebaran in the Taurus constellation, right? Some went to Arcturus in the Boots constellation, while others went even as far as Andromeda. The beings from Andromeda, along with the beings from Regal and the Aldebaran, attacked and defeated the Riskians, because the Riskians were not warriors, right? These beings are the same extraterrestrials beings that came to the planet Earth in the year 1952 AD to visit the US president, who at the time was Harry S. Truman. However, Truman could not handle the appearance of these beings. So the beings from Aldebaran, the humanoids, came to represent them. Again, you can find this in the scroll Extraterrestrial and Creation, which is scroll number 136. The Syrians, referred to as Shaggies, the Syrians are beings from the Sirius constellation, planet Iduma. The Syrians range from 7 to 9 feet in height. They have dark brown to pink skin, and their skin texture is very similar to humans, but it's hard to detect because it's under a thick coat of straight hair. The shape of their, or fur, shall I say, the shape of their heads are broad.
We're gonna resume back to this tomorrow, y'all. It's almost 2 o'clock tomorrow. I gotta get up. But man, thanks for everybody coming through. If you watch the VOD tomorrow, you already know what time it is. Always make sure it's rat-a-ta-ta. We will resume.